When we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. See with new eyes, allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom with love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Breathe in and out, slowly feel all that's around you, all that you feel, all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. Be who you are. Let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, oh, when we unite. Yeah, yeah, when we unite. Oh, yeah. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome here. Ashe, you are welcome here. Grand risings and good morning and blessed love to each and every one of you. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Ocala. Oh my goodness, look at your wonderful smiling faces. How many people are excited about this beautiful winter-esque weather? I love that it's winter-esque. And it's only because, honey, how many people have been up north when it was actually winter? Yes, so I love celebrating Christmas in this way, and I really love that we got a chance to experience that in our wonderful small town. How many people here was at the parade yesterday? It was so much fun with the kiddos. So yeah, that was awesome. If you have not done that before, please do that. It's really a lot of fun. And go downtown, drive around, see the lights, immerse yourselves in wonder and joy because, hey, this is what we're about, right? Life, love, learning, laughter. And our mission here at Center for Spiritual Living, Ocala, is that we embody and share truth principles and spiritual practices that empower us to awaken to the power and presence. This power and presence, it lies within. It's all around us. This way we may facilitate spiritual healing, and the elevation of everybody, not just us, the individual, but the collective consciousness. And I'm so grateful to be a part of that mission, and that is why I'm here. And our vision, thank you so much to the tech team back there. We are a thriving New Thought community dedicated to spiritual growth and practice, sacred activism, and a transformative love that reveals our interconnectedness and oneness. And what do we mean by sacred activism? That is the intersection of consciousness and action. It is a place where prayer and service activate love, and spiritual principles becomes your lived practice. This is a center for spiritual living, where you're living this way, you're thriving this way. Sacred activism is how we show up as a beneficial presence in the world. And how wonderful is it to be a beneficial presence in the world? I love that hopefully my addition to the world is lifting and not destroying. So that is why I'm here. And that's why I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And we have some values together. I invite you to say them with me if it rings true in your heart and your spirit. Wholeness of spirit, spiritual and personal growth, collaborative, synergistic community, abundance and prosperity, love and compassion, appreciation and gratitude, peace and balance, power of freedom, diversity and inclusion, generosity. Thank you so much for that. I really feel it echoed back at me. And it's so nice to be in a space with others who have those same values. And it's nice to line up to the values, you know, to see them in different faces as we walk around this community. And I know we're not the only ones who line up to these values. There are people all over this town and really in this world that line up to this. So it's awesome to know that this is the blanket that we are throwing over the entire world. All right, and at this time, I'd like to ask somebody who does sacred activism in such a beautiful way and inspires me with just her very essence. I'd like to ask Reverend Dr. Peggy to come forward and do our invocation.
I just invite us to turn within and sense this holy time. We find ourselves in a month where we celebrate the birth of the Christ, and we're celebrating more than just the birth of the baby Jesus. We celebrate the birth of the Christ in each one of us as we awaken to the truth of our true selves, our true being. And so this morning, I invite us to let go of everything that's kept us so busy this week and allow ourselves to really be here now, to recognize the presence of Spirit surrounding and filling us, knowing that with each breath we go deeper into that awareness as we allow ourselves to do so. I give thanks for each person here today, each person online, each person who will be hearing this later as a recorded thing, and give thanks especially for Reverend Cindy and all those who come together to make this morning's celebration what it is. We are so blessed to just come and be here, to not just be entertained, but to be uplifted, to be blessed by the words and the songs, to allow ourselves to really celebrate being who we are as God in expression, and know that the days ahead are filled with this awareness. We could see this as a beginning of a new awakening awareness if we choose to do that. And I invite that from each one of us this morning. Let this morning's celebration be a beginning of the best holiday season we've ever known. I do give thanks that the possibility exists and is already true in spirit, and so it is.
I was walking down the street, I was feeling mighty fine, till I caught a glimpse in a window of my behind. mind, there was a jiggle and a wiggle that I'd never seen before. And as I looked a little closer, oh my God, I found more. I freaked out and I shrieked out, well, this has just ruined my day. When I heard a voice inside me say, lighten up, don't take it so seriously. Lighten up, trust the mystery. Lighten up, it doesn't matter anyway, just enjoy your life. Get out of your own way. Lighten up. Now I'm headed to a party to meet my friends. I've got an outfit that's to die for. Honey, I'm just the living end. But as I scope out the scene, it is obvious to me that the money at this party, well, it's simply obscene. You see, they're talking about their mansions, their yachts, and dropping names. And in an instant, I feel unworthy, small and ashamed. And as I try to make that beeline, step out the back door, I hear that voice inside me say once more, lighten up. Don't take it so seriously. Lighten up. Trust the mystery. Lighten up. It doesn't matter anyway, just enjoy your life. Get out of your own way. Lighten up. Worrying and judging, what good does it do when you compare yourself to me and I compare myself to you? This disease to please has just got to go. When I love myself, that's all I need to know. Now looking in the mirror, a new wrinkle has appeared. Do I curse? Do I stress? It's the thing I most fear. But then I remember my new mantra, and I soon realize that I am perfect, even with wrinkles and cellulite thighs. I don't have to change a thing, don't struggle or try, cause my real beauty comes from deep inside. Lighten up, I won't take it so seriously. Lighten up, I'm gonna trust the mystery. Lighten up, cause it doesn't matter anyway, I'm gonna enjoy my life. Get out of my own way. Lighten up, don't take it so seriously. Lighten up, I'm gonna trust the mystery. Lighten up, cause it doesn't matter anyway, I'm gonna enjoy my life. Count my blessings every day. Lighten up. Oh gosh, I just need to give myself a break. Lighten up, cause it feels so good to lighten up. Thank you, Joyful Noise. Oh, thank you. Lighten up, y'all. Joyful Expressions. Whatever we are calling ourselves these days. Joyful. Oh, my. Are you all ready to celebrate this month? Yes. Well, I have a story for you. So you've probably heard this maybe in one version or another. A certain man had two twin daughters, and they were exactly alike. I mean, they looked alike, but everything else was different. You know, if one said it was blue, the other one said it was red, right? If one was happy, the other one was sad. I mean, one was a total optimist, the other one was a total pessimist. So he did a little experiment, and he bought the little pessimist one, a room full of toys, and it was just full of everything a little girl would love and want. And she went in there and she looked just like that, like, but it's so much. I don't know where to get started. And everything needs batteries and I don't know how to use them. And she was just miserable in this room full of toys. And the other little girl got a room full of doo-doo. I mean, knee-deep manure. But when Dad walked in the room, she was happy. She was singing. She was shoveling that manure. And he thought, what is going on? How could you be so happy? So, with all of this horse poop, there's got to be a pony here somewhere. And you see, that story goes to one of our basic teachings here, right? Change your thinking, change your life. At every moment, we're at choice, right? We get to decide what we're going to do with the circumstances that are in front of us. And so last month, well, for the fall, we talked about some kind of heavy topics, right? We talked about letting go, and then we talked about the ultimate letting go of our lives, right? So we talked about death, dying, and immortality. And that is a subject that really is near and dear to my heart after spending some years as a hospice social worker. And I was one of those kids that always had a fascination with death, so it doesn't freak me out. So I learned a lot working as a hospice social worker. I think I shared with you all that the week I got the job, I found out I was pregnant with my first child. In fact, I thought that the insurance company would say it was a pre-existing condition and they wouldn't cover it. But they did. But it was really trippy to be walking into people's homes as I'm growing new life, my belly is getting bigger, and I'm watching people at the end of theirs. And so there were what I call the good deaths and the bad deaths. And I'll tell you what felt like the difference. I'll start with the bad one. This one person really epitomized the whole thing. Now we're talking, how old is Jason? 34 years old. So say 35 years ago. And this woman was 80-something, maybe 82 years old. And so think about that. So in the 90s, she was 80-something. So she was born at like the turn of the century, right? And she had been an engineer, a woman in a man's world, right? She was a pilot. She was incredible, but she was miserable. She was miserable. She took care of her mom at the end of her mom's life, and now she found out she had cancer or whatever her diagnosis was, and she was so angry. In fact, one day I walked in and she said, I can't believe how unfair it is that just as I'm starting to live, my life is ending. I thought she was kidding. I might have done a little snicker, but then she was serious. She was serious, like, how did you get to be this age and just start living? You know, and it was one of those patients, like I'd have to buck myself up. So did the nurses before walking in there, because you just knew you were going to get berated. People who wore crucifix, you know, she'd call them stupid and say, you're just like the sheep, and do you know that sheep are disgusting animals? And like, wow, it was crazy. We were like her only friend. She didn't have any family, nobody. So to me, that's the bad death, right? A whole lot of regret, waiting until who knows what to start living. Didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Contrast that with the good death. This guy, let's see, he had been taking care of he was more the caregiver in his family of his wife, and he'd been a funeral director. So he was very much in tune with death and dying and knowing that this was going to be the last moment. He was not a religious person, although when I asked if he wanted chaplain support, he said, sure, bring it all in. Just do it all. We'll just cover all the bases. Okay, great. And so he got a dual diagnosis. After being the caregiver all of those years, he found out he had Alzheimer's and kidney failure at the same time. And so he opted to not do dialysis, which meant the doctor said, okay, it's going to be probably a month, so you might want to get ready. So they called all the family. They put the hospice bed in the middle of the living room, and his kids and his grandchildren converged on the house, and they had this big old party. I'd never seen anything like this. I mean, they were celebrating. You know, and he kept saying, I just want to die, I just want to die. So I'd go in and say, well, you know, if it makes you feel any better, you look a lot worse than last time I saw you. And he loved that. And they really got a kick out of it when I asked if he needed a potty chair. Of course, I was in the mom, starting to get in the mommy mode. But anyway, these people just were like celebrating his life. And I asked his kids, like, how can you be so joyful? They said, this is what Dad wants. We're all leaving at some point. This is his decision. He is doing it his way, and we want to support him in that. Amazing, right? Like, what an awesome message to get as a young woman. I'm 20-something years old, just starting my family. So, it becomes a thing of your priorities, right? And when you know that the end is near, I've seen people, you don't have to have a diagnosis, by the way, to get this aha moment, this thing that says, you know what, this is my life right here, right now, and I'm going to make the very most of it. And I think that keeping that awareness that we all have an expiration date can keep us on track, right? So that we can lighten up. So we that we can actually enjoy the time that we have and realize that those little piddly things that are those people that are getting on your nerves or the bills or those things are really not that important. And if you want to just reorient yourself, imagine, what if I knew that I only had 6 months to live? Right? What if I knew I only had a week to live? Who would I reach out to? What would I say? What would I do differently in my life today? And that's what I'm inviting you to do. Because just like Scrooge, when he wakes up on Christmas morning and realizes he's still here, right? His life changed, right? He could do it differently. So can all of us. And I'm affirming that everybody is here for a lot longer than, a day or a week, right? That we've got years and years ahead of us. But start really, live it. Live it. That's what we're here to do. Not to be scared and afraid and angry and all of this stuff that we're seeing and that I've been pretty immersed in it. I don't know about you all, but there's a whole lot of crazy in the world right now. You feeling that? A whole lot of crazy. Whole lot of crazy. So this thing, and a whole lot of joy, right? And a whole lot of joy. And we can bring it. So I've got a couple of definitions of joy. Valerie Kaur, who wrote a wonderful book called See No Stranger, said that joy is a core practice. And for her, she's got, I think it's 10 practices in her book that are to help us see others as family, right? See no stranger. Like everyone in my world could potentially be, like my dad or my brother or my sister or my cousin, and see people as family, right? So she says that joy is the core practice that sustains everything else. To let in joy is to give our senses over to what is beautiful, what's delightful, pleasurable, or wondrous in the present moment, right? So it feels good. And then there's a verse in the Bible where it calls joy the fruit of the Spirit. And I love that. I really love that, because if you think about a tree, right, an apple tree has the essence of apple, whatever that is. An apple tree is never going to give you oranges, right, or grapefruits or anything else. So the essence of the thing is there. And so when this verse says that joy is the fruit of our spirit, that tells me that joy is the essence of who we are, right? And when we blossom, when we give our lives, ourselves, what we need to grow, like a tree needs water and and sunshine and care, that human beings can do the same, right? And as we blossom into our true selves, joy is the fruit of that, right? Isn't that beautiful? And then Alan Cohen, who is, I believe he's written on the Course in Miracles, he says, it's not selfish to be happy. It is actually your highest purpose. Your joy is the greatest contribution you can make to life on the planet. A heart at peace with its owner blesses everyone it touches. Right? So you get to be that radiant joy wherever you go. And you can uplift the people around you. We can all do that. Right? That's part of my ministry. I feel like I'm not just up here as the talking head or the, like I'm different than anybody else. I'm not. This just happens to be my specialty. This is the thing I love. But we all, each and every one of you, have your own ministries. Right? You are touching lives every single day, whether it is a person in the grocery store, whether it's your family members, and you get to represent. Right? You get to be the fruit of the Spirit in your community, in your family, in your workplace, in your world. And that's the invitation. So joy. Now, I don't think joy necessarily, it feels good, yes, but you can have joy and other feelings at the same time, right? Like we can be going through things. You can have a tragedy even, or say somebody passes in your family, and then you've got the coming together, right, in the memorial, and there can be moments of joy even in the sorrow, right? Because it's beyond a good feeling. It's that feeling of expansiveness, right? Of being connected to something bigger than yourself. So joy is expansive. And this is an important thing too, that joy collected over time fuels resistance. Resilience. Resistance too, I think. I don't know. But resilience, yes. Ensuring that we will have reservoirs of emotional strength when hard things do happen. So it's kind of like a bank account, right? The more joy you can have in your life, you kind of build it up so that when the things go wrong, when things go bad, when there's a tragedy or something, and it will happen because it happens to everybody. I don't care how long you've been on the path. If you're a human being, you're going to go through some stuff. But if you have that reservoir of joy, you can face that stuff with more resilience and strength. Make sense? Yeah, so build it up. I know some people feel badly because there are other people suffering, maybe in their family, or they have some survivor guilt or something like that, right? And feeling bad about that, but it doesn't help other people for you to go down into the depths along with them, right? We're human beings and we feel it, but we're not meant to hold on to any of the feelings for any length of time, right? They're just messengers. So you do folks a favor by coming into your joy, by feeling that. So, let me go back. The more we increase our capacity for joy, the less overwhelming is our negative emotions. Kind of like working out, right? You can consider you have your joy workout. What would a joy workout look like? Drumming. Yes, drumming, singing, dancing. That's a joy workout. Laughter, absolutely, laughter. Thank you for that, because you're leading us right into the next slide. Did you know that? Being in nature. So what was that? Mountain biking, yeah, getting lots of ideas for joy workouts. So as I was researching this, I started thinking about, laughter and comedians and things like that. And I'd heard it before, but I wasn't sure if it was true, that there are an inordinate number of Jews compared to the number of Jews there are in our population in the world of comedy. And I wondered why that was. So I looked it up. I asked my old buddy ChatGPT. I call mine Izzy. So I asked Izzy, I said, it seems that there is a disproportionate number of Jews in comedy. Is this true? And if so, are there any theories as to why? And so here's what she said. Yes, Jewish people have been disproportionately represented in American comedy, a phenomenon widely acknowledged by comedians and sociologists alike. While Jews make up 2 to 3% of the U.S. population, some estimates from the late 70s suggested that as many as 80% of professional American comedians are Jewish. Wow, right? Isn't that trippy? And then you got it, like, why? Why? I had my theories, and it turned out my theory was correct. Let's see. There are several historical and sociological theories that explain the trend, ranging from cultural coping mechanisms to the specific dynamics of the early entertainment industry. But number one of the theories is humor as a defense mechanism, right? So you think about people who experience the worst of the worst, right? The Holocaust. And that this would be misery, right? And there was misery. But they had to maintain their humanity. They had to find some reason to stay alive. And so that became comedy. There were people who were literally doing comedy acts, and singing in the concentration camps. Isn't that something? So humor as a defense mechanism, it's a prominent theory that Jewish humor developed as a psychological defense mechanism to cope with centuries of persecution, suffering, and alienation. Laughter then served as a survival skill and a way to diffuse pain and the hostility of outsiders. Also having outsider status, that was another piece. As an ethnic and religious minority group, early Jewish immigrants often felt like outsiders in mainstream American society. This perspective allowed them to observe and comment on societal norms with a critical edge, a common trait among many comedians from minority backgrounds. All right, so folks who've been through it, right? Whoever has cried enough laughs. So, we don't deny our circumstances. There are things that are happening all around us that are horrific. And there may be things happening in your own life right now that are really bringing you down. You know, life being life, there's all of the suffering that goes with that. And so I'm not saying that we deny it. I'm saying you walk right through it. You acknowledge that it is there. You feel whatever it is that you need to feel within that, and you keep on going. Keep on going. We don't deny the circumstances, but we deny those circumstances power over who we are, right? This stuff out in the outside world doesn't get to decide who I am or how I show up, right? And not any of you either, right? We're bigger than that. We're all bigger than that. So we get to choose joy. We can choose joy. And I love this idea that now is always the best time. I have adopted that probably since my hospice days, to say that now is always the best time. I don't know if you all know any people like this, but it was like their heyday was when they were in high school, and they're still talking about the game, the big game, or the thing, right? I don't want to be that person. I'm going to say now, this moment is always the best moment there is. And it can only get better from here, right? If now is always the best time, it's always going to get better. Yeah, and we can choose that. So this time of year celebrates that, this whole idea, right? Celebrating the miraculous return of the light. That's what happens in the winter solstice, right? And we have all of these traditions from around the world. We tend to celebrate Christmas here, as Reverend Peggy said, the birth of the Christ within us, the birth of our inner light, the hope that rises from humility. Right? Jesus was born in a stable. He was born to a teenage girl. We're not talking people with riches. Right? We're talking the humblest of the humble. And yet we find that Christ spirit in that humility, in that humble beginning. Then we have in Judaism, where they celebrate Hanukkah and the return of the light, right? That miraculous, amazing thing that the light that was meant to last for one night lasted for 8. An incredible, it's about possibility, right? Perseverance and possibility. And then there is the Yule solstice, which is everybody celebrates, right? The return of the light after the longest night. As soon as we experience the longest night, we're already moving back toward the longest day, back to the light. And then in Diwali, the triumph of light over darkness and good over evil. So this is the time of year that we're reminded of that when it seems the darkest, that we are on our way back to the light. And we can always tap that inside of us, just by choosing. So, to increase your joy, I think we already answered some of this, didn't we? To increase your joy, practicing presence, savoring moments of transcendence, right? You can't have joy yesterday. You have to experience joy in the moment. That's why those things that require your presence are so joyful. If you've ever done drumming, like we did all that drumming last week, as soon as, I'm in the vibe, right? And as soon as I think about something, I'm all off, and then I have to stop, right? Joy requires your presence, that you be in the moment. You have to get out of your thinking brain. You're just in the thing, right? Exactly. Living your life. No regrets. No regrets. That was one of the biggest things I got from my hospice experience. Is not waiting till tomorrow to start living, but to live my life right now and do it in a way that I'm not feeling regret later. Right? Can y'all relate to that? Yeah, you have to keep that big picture in mind so that you're not on that deathbed in your last days with no one there with you. Being self-aware, that means feeling all of your feelings. Again, we don't do the spiritual bypass. We're not jumping over those negative feelings. If grief is what is called for in the moment, feel your grief. If anger is what you are feeling, acknowledge the anger and ask what message is there for you. But we don't stay in it. We don't camp out, right? Some people like to do that. You get stuck, just as we walk through the valley, walk through keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't pitch a tent in it. Move it. Practicing letting go. Practice letting go and forgiveness. So much of that pain that I saw with people at the end of their lives was those regrets and those unfinished things and those angers and those things that they just never let go of. They keep holding those burdens and it doesn't serve anybody. Right? So, and I call it's a practice. It's a practice. I don't know that we ever finish. I mean, certainly, as soon as you forgive something, life's going to give you another opportunity to keep trying, right? How long do I want to hold on to this one, right? Think of it like a hot coal, let it go, because it's only going to hurt you the longer you hold on to it. And is there another one? Practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude. I've heard that if you said only one prayer in your whole life, let it be a prayer of gratitude. And we know and we teach in this movement in Centers for Spiritual Living that we give thanks for the thing that it is that we are expecting in advance. You don't even have to wait for it to get here, right? You say thank you. Thank you, God, for bringing me what I need. Thank you for supplying everything in the moment. And as you give thanks and as you really, you believe it, because you're putting it out there, then it comes to you that much faster. Right? So we give thanks for the good that is already waiting for us. We give thanks in advance for the joy, right? Knowing that we are taken care of. Because we are powerful manifestors. What was that? Claim your blessing. Claim your blessing. Absolutely. And so, joy returns us to everything that is good and beautiful and worth fighting for. Joy gives us the energy to continue our labors to make a viable life and a more just world. Also from Valerie Kaur, right? All these people, we live in survival mode, and I lived in survival mode for many years. And then you just wonder, what is the point? Because none of us survive. Right? So if you're talking survival, that's really not a worthy goal. Because it's not going to happen. So, joy is the thing that makes life worth all the hassle. I mean, Earth School is hard. Anybody else think Earth School is hard? Yeah, it can be difficult, right? But joy is what makes it worthwhile. And then the Light Maker's Manifesto, she says, I will never apologize for embracing joy and beauty, even when the world is falling apart, because joy and beauty are my fuel for activism. Yes. So when you're feeling like life is getting you down, you can step into that joy. Make it worthwhile. Remember, joy is resistance and resilience. Joy is liberation. And celebration is rebellion against despair. Yeah. As Grady and I were watching that, The Last Laugh, they talked about those, I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember, Hogan's Heroes. You remember that show? It was a show set after World War II, and it made fun of Nazis. And there were people we probably shouldn't be doing that, but it was intentional, and that's why they did it. It was let's make these people look like buffoons. It deflates their power, it deflates their power while raising your own joy. So just, a thing to remember, that our laughter and our joy can lift us. So I'll close with this idea and this affirmation, and I'm going to invite you to say it along with me, that we need to give ourselves permission sometimes. Some of us, some of y'all know I'm just living joy all the time. You don't need permission. You already know you have it. But some of us need that permission. And so I'm going to invite you to say this affirmation along with me. I give myself permission to live joyfully, knowing that my joy is a gift to the world. You want to say it again? Let's say it again. All right. I give myself permission to live joyfully, knowing that my joy is a gift to the world. And so it is, and so it is. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes. I'll move this down. It's almost like Norma set us up for this next song.
Always claim your blessing.
Talking about claiming blessings. Is that? No, that's not the song we're doing. So, does anyone have a joke as we are going through our technical difficulties? Oh, darn, I had like a whole list of one-liners, and now they're all gone. Bad jokes, really bad jokes. Oh, dad jokes, yes, more dad jokes.
Why does the bicycle fall over after you ride it? Why? Because it's too tired.
Ah, dun-dun-dun. For whoever didn't hear that, why does a bicycle have, no, say it again. Why does a bicycle fall over after you've been riding? Because it's too tired. Gotcha. All right, awesome. Anybody else got one?
Joke from a dad.
Joke from a dad. Yes, you got one? Why do flamingos sleep with one leg up? I don't know. That's good. Because if they put both legs up, they'd fall over. Good one.
Okay, I think we're ready to claim a blessing.
All right.
I claim a blessing. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Ooh, before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start my day, knowing good is on the way. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. When the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Ooh, before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction undeterred, the power of the spoken word. Take my life and redefine. Break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Ooh, before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Oh, yeah, yeah. I claim it. Yeah, yeah. I lift my thoughts to higher ground, knowing miracles are all around. Each day unfolds just as it should, when I'm focusing on my good. Life is filled with opportunity. I wonder what good will happen for me. Yeah, I claim a blessing. I claim it. Ooh, yeah, I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. Ooh, I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. Ooh, I claim a blessing. I claim it. Yeah, I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing.
Hello. Okay. Hey, hey. All right. It is time for us to celebrate our abundance. Did you want to lead us, Donna, in a little something, something?
Celebrating our abundance, activating that which is your good, that is going out into the expression that it is divine energy. Did you know I discovered something when I first started doing this thing called tithing? I discovered something about that because then it made me pay attention to where my funds were going. Does that make sense? Like all of a sudden I had to pay attention to every single piece of good that was coming into my world so that I made sure that the tithe number was correct, the 10%. Especially at the end of the year when you get that little letter and I'm like, oh my gosh. Right? It really kind of hits you a different way when you see that. So I celebrate that as a practice, as a spiritual practice. And for those of you who also celebrate that, and for those of you who are always giving of your good into this community, I invite you now to say this, celebrating our abundance with us. It is the nature of life to give of itself, as it is the tree's nature to bear fruit and the flower's nature to bloom. It is my nature to share the gifts of my time, talent, and treasure. I participate in the divine flow of life, giving generously and receiving abundantly. I am blessed and I am a blessing. I am grateful. And so it is. Thank you so much. And how can you activate your good? Gee, I'm so glad you asked. Well, we have several ways that can happen here. Oop. Thank you. So I think, we just need a bit more power up in this. There are several ways that we give to our community, not just with our time and talent. For those of you who do talent here, thank you so much to Joyful Expressions and anything joyful that walks in this room. You know who you are. You bring your energy and your laughter every time you come in. And, just giving of that which is your time. Cleaning the center today. There were people here this morning cleaning so that we can all stay healthy. There's also prayer requests. So if you're going through a challenge and you're like, I need a bit more oomph behind me, it's helpful to know that there's others praying on your behalf, knowing the truth of possibility is existing there. Because when I'm in it, it's hard for me to see it, to see the forest for the trees. But I'm telling you, knowing that somebody's got my back, I can rest in the arms of grace is what I call it. Just let go of it. I don't have to pray about it. I don't have to believe it. I don't have to do none of that. You can also give via the way that some people give. There are people who give after they've left this planet, via legacy giving. That's also a thing. Isn't that so cool? We're sitting in this building right now because of all of the givingness of our community members who have been here before and who have been here, who will come later on into this beautiful community, who may walk through that door. It's because of y'all who put your hands over that basket or in that basket. Thank you so much for that. And so right now I'm going to ask you to just step within for a moment as we bless the tithes and offering. How good it is to know that I am the place where God shows up. When I see the givingness that is universal energy showing up. God is abundance. I see it every day, even now as we're experiencing cooler weather. I know that spring is coming. I don't even have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. I just sit in anticipation of that which is always pouring upon me, the abundance of divine energy. And so because I know I'm a part of that which is the everythingness, then that too shows up as me, the abundance of me living and breathing and having my beingness, activating my good, ebbing and flowing, which is the abundance and prosperity of the allness. I know that if it's true for me, it's true for everybody else. And so we can all just rest in that which is the anticipation and the joy that comes when the light returns, the joy of knowing that spring is just around the corner, the joy of dancing in the warmer weather. All of these things I know is divine anticipation because I'm activating my good. Just by breathing, I am giving into that which is the essence of the oneness. Thank you so much that just like breathing, it is easy for me. And it is easy, and I can just sit in that which is the knowingness. I'm grateful for knowing that all of its divine energy working and having its flow for me and for you and for all of it always. I release it and knowing it's already done. Ashe, and so it is. And what's going on here? I'm glad you asked. We have so many different things going on, and we try to send that newsletter out in a timely fashion. So thank you from the admin team and those of us who do this thing in the background. If you're not getting the newsletter quite yet, just please let us know so we can make sure that that is rectified for you. The Science of Mind magazine is in the bookstore and available. Do we have any copies left? We have 2 or 3 copies left. They do send these magazines out with 2 months at a time. And this is just a daily devotional that you have available to you. And maybe you decide that if somebody's having a challenge or whatever, and you're like, you know what, this could probably help. Maybe you get a magazine for your friend and you give it to them and you say, you may not come, but just this daily thought may be helpful. Daily inspiration. And it's a way to change your thinking because really, it's nice to say change your thinking, but sometimes you just can't think of another way. And so it's nice when somebody whispers another way in those words. And that is available in the CSL bookstore. The monthly newsletter we spoke about, please sign up for that so that you can know what's going on. Also, a little thing about the newsletter, if you're one that has a local business or online business and you would like us to let the rest of our community know, those that get the email, please let me know because there's a way for us to support the community by getting an advertisement slot there so we can send that out. So if you're one that's like, man, I want to get to others who have this kind of thought or I want to support others, then yes, please let us know and we'll make that happen. We also have that on the slide as well. You can rent a slide. All right. The CSL Ocala Holiday Variety Show is coming up December 20th at 6 p.m. I'm excited. And you know why? Because I'm a performer. We love being on stage. We love the sound of our voice amplified like that. So it's really cool to come up here and just strut our stuff and just have a little bit of fun. And now is the time to do it. We all celebrate the holidays in different ways, and we love to learn about different ways that we can do it. And this is also family friendly. So if you have little ones, it's nice to bring them. We also have performer slots. If you'd like to do something that includes spoken word, maybe you come up here, play an instrument, whatever it is. We're just asking you to just keep it light and joyful, whatever it is. So, I do spoken word, and I have some pieces that probably would not work for this holiday variety show. Yes, Norma needs to know soon so we can get you on that list, okay? All right, fantastic. There's also another piece to this. There's going to be a special guest performer that's going to be coming for our children, a little surprise for them. And so I'm asking if we can have anybody in the audience today who'd like to join us for that beautiful surprise. It's where you get to be Santa's helpers. So we have people in our community members that are a little bit smaller. Sometimes you see them, sometimes you do not. Sometimes you hear them, sometimes you do not. Sometimes they're at home and their family's watching online. Sometimes they're getting the benefit of this teaching via a parent. So all of these little ones exist in our community, and we'd like to acknowledge them. So if you're an adult and you're like, oh my God, I love to shop, especially in the kids section, feel free to be a part of Santa's Helper. The only thing I'm asking you to do is when you take one of those balls, write down which number you took, take the paper out of the ball, keep it as a promise, and then hang your ball on the tree. And it'll be wonderful to see all those balls hit the tree with, you know, girl age 5, boy age 9. Yes, huh? Well, as long as we have them by Friday morning. Because we have to get them taken care of, wrapped, and put, you know, where they need to go. We have 16 total. You can, yes, absolutely. Feel free to wrap them. If you wrap them ahead of time, that's awesome. That way we don't even know the surprise. Yeah, if they're wrapped, you just bring it with you. No, they don't have names. You just have, yeah. It just says girl, boy. It's just so that you have a little bit of guidance and age, so you stay, you know, age appropriate and what they like. Because just getting a random thing is, you know, but to have something that they really truly enjoy is nice. So, yeah, it'll be fun. It's lots of fun. So I expect that lots of us are going to decide to step into the givingness in that way. So thank you so much ahead of time. You are welcome here December 21st, Circle Sunday. We have this every third Sunday. It's a way for us to hear how all of us do it in a different way. Because just because Reverend Cindy is the inspirator, she doesn't know everything there is to know, right, Reverend Cindy? So we learn new stuff. People bring their experiences and they bring them here, and we find out what works, and we all get to add it to our tool belt. So please come to that. Please don't be shy. We really do want to hear from you. And it's every third Sunday. Some people only come on Circle Sunday. Then we have Burning Bowl celebrations, Sunday, December 28th at 11 a.m. We're going to be right here, and we're just going to be letting go, not even releasing, right? Because Mark showed us that we don't release. We're not trying to sign that lease again. We are letting go of that which we don't want. So we have come to this part of the journey, this spot right here. All those years that brought Donna Kerr Davis, Hawthorne, Andavis, Ebony, or all of them, right here to the spot, right? So everything along the way that did not work for me, then I can put it in that bowl and just watch it go away. Never to return, because you cannot reassemble it once it's been burned. And how beautiful is it? And it's from those ashes that we rise. I believe that there's a letter to your future self as well. Yeah, 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 yeah. And we mail it for you at the end of the year, so it shows up in your mail. It's very interesting. I look at my own handwriting and I'm going, who is this? Y'all, it's really something. I'm looking at the name too, like from, oh, Donna. Yeah, volunteer opportunities. We are a volunteer-run place, and we love our space. And for me, this has replaced church. It has replaced center. It has replaced space of extra wherever my extended family. This place is such a beautiful beacon for me, and that's why I keep coming back to my filling station. I call it the gas station, y'all. There are those who come in, get the fill up, and leave, and you don't see them again for years because the fill up helped that long. And then you have those who work at the gas station. And we smell like gas everywhere we go, and that's okay too. So if you are one that's not afraid of putting your hands in it and you want to get with the rest of us and find out how the whole thing works, come on in, because we could always use. And you know what? We are the ones that create this for each other. And I just love that we've created this because it works for me, and it keeps filling up my vessel so that I can go out and be that which is me out there in the world. All right, blessing our children. Do we have any? Come on up here.
All right. Also for the talent show, we're asking for people to bring in like their favorite holiday snacks.
Yeah.
For
Snacks and treats.
Snacks and treats.
Yeah.
And also I'm doing a sound bath here with Don from Sound Spa, December 19th, and it's a $20 love offering. Don and Root and Rise with Pam.
Root and Rise with Pam was asked to be a guest performer, and look at her, and she's doing it now, and so she was asked to be a guest performer at the sound bath. So definitely check in and come to that sound bath. It's going to be incredible.
Yes. The 19th at 6
The
p.m.
19th at 6 p.m. Friday. If the core council members can stick around a little bit after, that would be great. Do we have any small ones in the back? Yes. All right. All right. So I want you to just like rev that up inside it. Do you know that I don't think you get any less soul or spirit? You know, I don't think so. It never gave you any more either. You came in and the body grew around or within that which is, right? So look at that. There's a 90-something-year-old centurion back there. or whatever. So when you beam that light, you just know that everything they touch, everything the light touches, you know, is always uplifted. So that's what we say when we bless our kids. We honor you. We see your light. May it shine on all that you do. And then bring it into you, because the little baby never went anywhere. And now you're the adult in charge of that child. And I love to say, I honor you. I see our light. May it shine on all that we do. And so it is. Thank you so much. And there is one extra song here that was asked for after we do this part. Huh? I keep trying, I just keep forgetting it. The prayer for protection. I invite you to say it together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And this next song is from our friend Harold Payne. We, Joyful Expressions, got a chance to really hang out with him at Posse. And so this is one of the songs that, Pam's like, this is the song everybody needs to hear this song. So we're going to play it, and I'm going to drum. Yes, let's do it. Thank you guys so much. Have a fabulous week.
You can put the words up for this one so they can see.
Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, this love inside, we can let it shine. Oh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful It's happening to me right here, right now. Ay, 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 something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me. Right now. It's happening to me.
Something wonderful.
Something
happening to me right here, right now.
right here, right now. Something wonderful.
Have a fabulous week, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate this week. Do it well and with a lot of joy.